Hey everybody, so we're going to look at number, what are we looking at? 56 now, doing Swedish and foreigner. So a couple of things are going to be the same. We're going to collect data from the municipality set, which is the TSV file that we had earlier. And then we're also going to take the subset. We're going to get just the names of the city. So I've already done that. That's just a copy and paste from 55. All right, next up, we're going to take the subset of the rows that have a proportion of Swedish-speaking people and a proportion of foreigners above 5%. So what I want to look at here is, I think I'd like to know just kind of, can I just do a print subset? Maybe I'd like to know like what the columns are, because I haven't looked at this in detail. We cannot do string slicing on, yeah, I think I did that correct. Oh, do I have to do this as loc? I'm sure I didn't do this as loc last time though. Let's just double check here. Yeah, that's working, but didn't I? Okay, so I think, yeah. So it's like a common error. I'm thinking like, oh my god, I got something wrong here. But I think that df just didn't load correctly. Or no, okay, df is in there. Oh, but I didn't load up everything correctly like I should. So like even for me, I'm thinking about like, oh man, I'm sure I could use this, but oh, can I not? Well, it's just because I made a mistake earlier on. So I need to say index column is equal to, I should just copy all of that information from the previous one. And I forget, let me go back to that one. Let me see what I got. So this is the previous one. I'm just going to literally copy and paste this whole thing in there. Let's take that and put that in there. All right. So that's why we're getting an error, is because there was nothing in there. So how can we read those? There was no indexes in there. So why we couldn't be able to read those? All right. Now we have the subset of data. Okay. I'd like to see what the columns are. We can see in here, this population. These are all the different things that we have. All right. So I think we need to do a mask in here. I think we can do this in 2 steps, or we can do this. So we want to find areas that have a proportion of Swedish. So there's Swedish-speaking people above 5% and foreigners above 5%. Okay, so we need to make sure this is above 5, and we need to make sure this is above 5. So I want to make a mask. Let's say Swedish mask is going to be equal to everything in the subset. But I would just want to look at let's say I need to go through the subset. I need to look through this column. Let's take this. I think this should work. Should we delete that? That should work. We're going to get that out. And this one has to be greater than, I'd like to look at this data. I'm assuming it's going to be in 0.05. Let's say that. Let's just try this out. I think this should be working appropriately. Let's just, Swedish mask sounds cool. All right, so let's get rid of that. Get rid of that. Let's try and run this again. And we are going to get, we have that. We're printing the columns. I can delete this. I'll need that in the future. All right, we have our Swedish mask. I want to check through the Swedish mask. Hopefully this thing it's a series of a whole bunch of true things, because I guess a lot of Swedish speakers in there. And then print the subset. Did we ever get a printed subset? Okay, we had that printed subset. We need that. All right, now we also want to have another mask. I know we're going to get into some weird stuff here. I know we have to do something slightly different. So we're going to say this. We have our proportion of foreign citizens as a percentage. Let's put that in there. That's the row we want. This also has to be greater than 0.05. All right, so I think, I know there's some weird stuff that's going to happen here. I think maybe this will just work correctly. But we're basically saying a subset where this is true and this is true. Let's see if this works, or if it's going to give us an error. Hey, it just worked. Okay, sometimes like when you do these AND operations, that's a little tricky. But yeah, I think this could work. I think we could also do this as multiple steps. Let's see. We could probably do, I wonder if we could do it like this. We apply that mask. This produces a data frame. And then from that, we could apply the foreign mask also to that data frame. If this is correct, if this is doing the same thing, we should see the same number of rows. It should always be 6 columns. We should also see 285 rows in this one too. Let's see what we get. When we run it, yeah, again, we get 285 rows. So this is a data frame, and then we're applying the foreign mask to that data frame. So we're kind of narrowing this down. Let's just check again. Let's just, if we had got rid of the foreigner mask, oh, we get 285. Oh, that's a little bit concerning, because I feel like this should get smaller as we add in more masks, I believe, unless they have a high percentage of foreign speakers. Well, let's try and submit it. I think this looks good to me. From this data, take only the columns about these things. All right, so we should return a final data frame. So we have all of this information. We have this narrowed down. Say Swedish and foreign. Again, we could definitely cut this down to like simpler, fewer steps, but I'm gonna try and make it a little longer and a little more detailed. Okay, so we have this Swedish mask, foreign mask. This is the subset of those two things. And then we want to return, and then we want to have a list. Ooh, let's see, I think we can get this to work. Swedish, and then we want to have a list of, I think we do some fancy indexing in here. And we want the population, so these three columns, one about the population. So we need to go through, I wish I had access to my columns in here. Let's comment this out. Let's do print Swedish and foreign columns. Probably a different place I can get this, but let's at least get that there. All right, and then we're going to go into Swedish and foreigners. We're going to collect this one, comma, we're going to get this one, comma, we're going to get this one. Those three, that should work. Let me make this like answer is equal to this so I can just see this before we. Oh, because I made Swedish and foreigners. Ew, not that. Swedish and foreign. I should have probably known based on the color there. All right, so now we can look at answer. It's a data frame. Looks good. We have three columns. We can see, I don't know if you can see on the screen there. I could look into answer, and I could check the shape. You see the shape is going to be 285 by 3. That means there's 285 rows and 3 columns. So I am like kind of collecting the right thing. All right, so fingers crossed. Let's see if that works. We're going to run this one. Oh, it didn't quite work. What about this one? Yeah, finish running test. Will tell me the answer. Nice. Oh, a couple of them worked. All right, so I'll come back. Let's see, fix this one up. Okay, so what I'm seeing in here is that they're saying their shape should be 28 by 3, which makes sense, and ours is like 285 by 3, so something in here must not be working. Yeah, so let's see what we got. We'll have to try and work our way through this. I think you can skip ahead if you want to just get to the answer where I figure this out, hopefully. But let's try this a little bit more here. What I want to investigate is like, how does the shape decrease over time? Because we have DF, so I can check my shape. Because I want to see, like, I'm doing shape because I want to see the size of these things. So my shape is originally, okay, so I have 290 pieces of data when I do my subset of this. Foreign mask, Swedish masks should also have, oh, this is going to be a series. Length of 311. These are just only the true values. Let's check foreign mask. I think it should be showing true and false in here, though. 311. Oh, these are both 311, but why? Wait, DF, though, is... DF shape is 490. Oh, my subset. What's the size of my subset? Is really what I should care about. Size of my subset is 311. Okay, so that all makes sense. So Swedish mask and foreign mask are both 311. Great. Okay, so now I need to... Yeah, I should be able to do this. You know what I can do in here? I can check. I think I can check some summary data. So let me... Oh, I might be able to look right into here. I want to check Swedish. And I can check into, oh, it might not show it in here. It's not going to show. 1 second. Oh my god, I'm so dumb. Okay. Because I assumed, I did a bunch of other stuff. I'm trying to fix this, and I realized what I did wrong. So we're still going to do Swedish and foreign up here. I said, oh, well, I assume that it's all 0.05, but it's the percentage values. Maybe you guys know this ahead of me. The numbers are actually not in that. I just kind of assumed they would be, but they are in percents. So, of course, it shouldn't be decimal values. This should be 5, and this should also be 5. And so probably everything else was working correctly. So Swedish and foreign should be subset. I was like, what is going on here? This seems like this should all be working. But I'm not seeing any of these numbers go down. Okay, so now this should theoretically work. We should have like 20, I think 28 items in our Swedish and foreign. Oh my gosh. I hope someone skipped past that. I hope you didn't watch me flounder over that trying to figure this out. All right, but then we get our answer in here. We get 28 by 6. I think that's correct. Oh, we want to ultimately have answer be 28 by 3. Good. Finish that up. All right, all right, all right. Boom. Okay.